So let's talk about organizing my digital life. Today we're going to talk about a few things related to how do we really get started. Some of the broad topics are finding information. How do we organize that information once we find it? And then what are the most appropriate tools, the best tools to fit our need as it relates to our digital life? So let's go ahead and jump into the first topic here, which is finding information. You'll have to see additional videos on organizing information and using the correct tools. But today we're just going to focus in this video on finding the right information. So first of all, let's consider the source of where this information is coming from. We get digital information from everywhere. Certainly the internet is a huge cause of a lot or reason why we get a lot of information now, right? We have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have YouTube, we have all types of social media. We have, Google Plus and Vivamo and all types of information coming at us from all ends. And this information has pictures and information that we want to save, but we don't know how. We also get bombarded with emails and messaging and information in there that needs to be saved and referenced as well. We just don't know where to save it. Do we keep it all in our inbox? Does it clutter up our inbox? Can we keep it all on our phone and messaging? Then when we lose our phone, we lose everything. So that's a big problem of our digital life. And then, of course, we cannot ignore the devices, right? The cameras, the tablets, the smartphones. All of these devices also collecting information into our digital life. So the big question you've got to ask yourself is, how am I going to find that information in the future? How am I going to find those digital pictures that I've taken from my tablet, from my phone, from my email, from Facebook of Billy Bob and his new son? It's too much information, too many sources. We need to figure out a way to organize that a little bit better. And so here are some thoughts on how we can organize that using a simple tool. Now we have illustrated on the right-hand side Evernote. This could be OneNote or any other type of application. Evernote is free and relatively easy to use. The first thing we need to consider are labels. So they need to be unique and easy for us to remember. We got to use the strength of the computer, and the core strength of the computer is the search engine. So let's use these labels for our benefit. So I'm listing out a few here. For example, pick to, URL to, email to. The numeric to value is there so that you can find it in a search engine. So let's say that, for example, I get an email message in, and we get an email from Rob, and inside of this email message, it has some critical information, maybe time for a meeting and a location for a meeting. I want to make sure I can find that in the future. So we get the email in, it gives me all the pertinent information. I immediately want to say, what should I label this as? Well, it's an email, so let's label it as email to. Now you may have one of your categories as invite to, so you can keep track of it, however you do it. So I'm going to put email to : and then I'm going to put a description of what that email is, and I'm going to copy and paste that email information that I have there, or Evernote actually allows you to send it to an email address. I'm going to send it, I'm going to dump it right into Evernote, and you're going to see appear here on the screen in just a moment that email to message right from Rob with that pertinent information. So now that we've placed this information here, the Rob invite, email to : what does that mean? Well, when we only have 3 notes in our Evernote account, it doesn't matter. But imagine now having 3,000 or 10,000 notes. It might be difficult just to periodically find where information is. So by dumping this in and having this unique information, right, this pick to, URL to, email to, etc., by doing that, we can simply type in email to. And when we hit search, all that's going to come up are our notes related to email to, in this instance, Rob's invite, and then we can see the information here. This extends our power greatly. So now, using these unique identifiers, and these are just a couple examples, use the ones that work for you in your life and put them in front of your information so that you can begin to search and find information. Now, we've used this example in Evernote. This would apply to OneNote. It could also apply to files that you store on your local hard drive or in Dropbox or whatever. Email to, very unique. Remember, we used the numeric 2 afterwards simply because we want to make it very unique. If we just said email, by the way, I don't know what it's going to come up with, so let's go ahead and just check it real quick. If we just say email and search, it's going to come up with 2 messages. Why? Because this note here, not in the title, but within the note itself, has the word email in it. And there it is right there. So it's kind of a bogus hit, right? So by putting email to, we know that they're just our emails that we've put in there and searched for.